your Punani is beautifully unique to you. My Punani is different from the next woman. The way your Punani looks isn't so much of great importance. There are 8 different types of Punanis out there. Fat lips down there are a crowd pleaser amongst the male population. Not to mention that it makes the man excited for some lip-on-lip action, if you know what I mean. It's a sexual scent, I guess. Men really don't mind extra flappy labia skin. Plus, the fact that shaving down there really isn't a priority to you means that you're more open to some animalistic passion. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juice. On today's episode, I'm going to be telling you 8 different types of Punanis women have and what men think of each of these different types of Punanis, okay? Now, just like fingerprints, no 2 Punanis are alike. My Punani is different from the next woman. But unfortunately, we seem to be left in the dark when it comes to this particular topic. And that's why you hear many of us wonder to ourselves if our Punanis are normal. Most of us don't know what type of Punanis we have, or even the fact that we have different types of Punanis. But that's the beauty of the Punani and the vulva in its entirety. They're beautifully diverse, each and every one wonderfully made in its own different way. So it's also important to remember that the way your Punani looks isn't so much of great importance. It's more about how it feels to you and how it feels to your partner. Now let's talk about, the varieties of Punanis and, vulvas we have out there. There are lots of them. So there are 8 different types of Punanis out there that men have succeeded in describing, and I would, tell you what they think about each and every one of them. The first one is the one which they call the Boni Panani. Now, the chances are, if you are on the petite or thin end of, the size spectrum, you may have the Boni Panani. And this type is more narrow and bonier than most Punanis out there. The exciting part about it is that it allows for a tighter fit, a tighter snog, which invariably ensures for, a sensational sexual experience for the man. Men love it, I think, tight. It gives them more sensation. So the male review on the Boni Panani is that the snug fit makes for great intercourse and stimulation. So even though it often leads to great lovemaking, it can be a little uncomfortable when a sensitive part like the joystick is conjoined with a Boni Panani. Do you get the feel? Then there is a full lip Punani. Alright, now if you have full lips down there, then this is what it says about you. You've got plumper lips than the rest. Okay, they're so big and full that they practically scream for attention, and this makes it just so damn kissable when men see it. I'm sure the men would agree to this and agree to the fact that fat lips down there are a crowd pleaser amongst the male population. Now, it's also been revealed that they are the softest of the bunch, very inviting and easier to find for penetration. And not to mention that it makes the man excited for some lip-on-lip action, if you know what I mean. So be proud, ladies, if you have full lips below. The fuller the better, the exciting it is. Third on my list is the bold Punani. Can I see the bold Punanis? Lift your hands up. And what this says about you is that you're so into making sure that everything is clean shaven, prim and proper, and of course the sexiest of the pack. You know what I mean? But sometimes we do run into a few mishaps like ingrown hair and dark patches here and there because of frequent shaving, which is not a problem really. But guys definitely notice when a woman puts a great deal of work into keeping her pubic hair perfectly trimmed, tamed with a Brazilian wax. Ingrown hairs are not, very uncommon with that sort of practice, but fortunately there are ways to avoid them. All right, it's just you getting onto a consistent waxing or shaving regimen, and getting an alcohol based toner can help reduce shaving bumps And yes, most men love you looking bald. Some also just love a little bit of hair, as the pheromones it produces gets them super turned on. It's a sexual scent, I guess. Then the fourth type of Punani is called the expert Punani. And what it says about you is that your experience, and the Punani is not shy to show that, alright? Because you have a wider and larger Punani. At least that's what some men think. The truth is that Punani expands as we get aroused and even as we get older. But this is what the male view is like. Guys like to pretend to, you know, like the easy entry, but in reality they're worried about the fact that their joystick might not be big enough to please you, and this may lead to major ego bruise, especially when they love you. So I think letting them know how great they are can be the magic. And don't be afraid to stroke their ego, because men sometimes love their egos being stroked. Now the fifth one is the Punani that comes with extra skin. And no, we're not talking about tattoos on it, although that is also a thing, but we're talking about a case where your Punani loves to accessorize with a lot of extra skin in the surrounding area, like the extra labia minora hanging out. I mean, amongst women, the most common misconception is that this type of Punani seems like it's old, run down, or just, you know, being beat down. But shockingly and fortunately, men really don't mind extra flappy labia skin. So don't be afraid to embrace it. Then the sixth one is the 70s and the 80s Punani with, you know, lots of pubic hair, aka full bush. And if you have that, it says you've got a thing for comfort and relaxation, and your Punani shows it. Plus the fact that shaving down there really isn't a priority to you means that you're more open to some animalistic passion, and you're not ashamed to embrace your true expression or your true identity, your true self. So for the most part, guys don't normally have an issue with an unshaven pubes with a full bush. So don't be obligated to start a new shaving regimen. And just keep in mind that finding your paradise of pleasure can get difficult in case your man is trying to find a way around to get into, you know, into your paradise through the jungle that you've created. Number 7, the tight Punani. And what that says about you is that your body is as tight as it gets from those slender arms to that tight Punani. In fact, the walls may actually be closing in. So if you own this type of Punani, you're in luck, because guys give this one 2 thumbs up because of the snug feet. The snug feet allows for heightened sensation, and it's a major confidence boost. Guys never want to have to worry about whether or not they are big enough, and you know, that closed feet definitely makes them think your Punani was made specifically for them. Okay, and lastly, number 8, the last one is termed the Peekaboo Panani. All right, what he says about you is that you definitely know how to work the room, but you're not exactly the life of the party. You've got that clitoris that is out there, you've got that powerhouse that is out there, just enough to give, you know, that perfect tease. Your powerhouse is just hanging out of the vulva. For men, a perky clit or a perky powerhouse makes for the perfect plaything. And of course, they love the bigger orgasms girls seem to get with this. I mean, it makes them feel like they did their jobs quite right. So imagine him playing with it and also thrusting the G-spot away. I mean, it's just going to be an episode of, you know, some volcanic eruption. Alright, so ladies, always remember that the Punani comes in all shapes and sizes. There is no such thing as a perfect Punani. A good man will love you no matter what type of Punani you have. So don't forget to embrace your Punani regardless of what it looks like. After all, it makes you the beautiful and unique woman that you truly are. Don't let anybody tell you less, okay? Don't let anybody tell you have an ugly Punani, because your Punani is beautifully unique to you, okay? Mwah!